sometimes the only way you have to solve problems is to go forward and step by step, one step at a time, one obstacle at a time.
Welcome everyone to Hiire Talks. As you know, this is not an interview, and today I have a very special guest, Ricardo, to talk about business, to talk about
Hello, everyone.
entrepreneurship, and we will have a very, I would say, informal conversation about a very, I would say, corporate topic. So I think me and Ricardo, we have a very, I would say, specific views about this. So I'm super also curious to know a little bit more about you, Ricardo, to know a bit more about your vision regarding these topics. So let's jump into the
Let's jump in.
conversation. Yeah, and one more time, thanks a lot for joining me. And before we dive deeper in your career and experience, we always have like a special question to start to get to know you a little bit better. So, if your life were a book, what will be the title and what will be the chapter that you are currently living?
The title would be something like Find Your Way in the Mess of This World. And the chapter is the turning point. I like the idea of the turning point because I spent so many years learning and studying and enjoying and finding the knowledge that I need to do what I do. And finally, seeing everything coming together and working properly, it's a very, very nice turning point.
Okay, okay, very cool. And I think we will hear a little bit more about that turning point during the conversation, hopefully. Um, so to start diving a little bit deeper in the topic, how did you first venture in the world of business? What inspired you or drove you to take that step in your life?
It's a very simple approach in 2006. 2006, yes. I was a teacher. I was unemployed. Why not to buy some cars and sell? That was the original idea. It was the first time, and knowing now that I came from a family with no businessman, no business past, it was a mess back then. So I failed then, and I failed a few more times. But failure is a part of the process in order for you to learn. So I used to say this: if you don't fail, you're not trying enough.
Mhm.
So the first business was around cars, and then about online auctions, and then on other topics. And finally, in 2013, 14, maybe, I found my true purpose in this aquarium, let's call aquarium, to this world. This idea of helping people to change their lives, their businesses, and to grow into the best version of themselves. And this means a lot of different things depending on the context, but it's the way I see things. Every time that I work with a client, with a company, with a business, and things are growing and getting better, I go to my bed with a very, very big smile of accomplishment. That's my approach to the life in this aquarium.
Nice. So you were like 6, 7 years trying new things and not getting there
Yes,
until
and
it
learning
was.
about business because people who how do I say this in English? If you if I was born in a family with three generations of businessmen and business habits and business mindset and financial and wealthy um, thoughts and mindsets about this would be different. But no, I came from a family where my father had three attempts on this area with the wrong
Okay.
partners, in the wrong context, with the wrong suppliers. So everything went wrong for him. And he understood from his own experience that business is not a good place to be. So he never told us about it. He never I learned all by myself, and when you do that, it's trial and error. It's trial and error. So until I find the right mentors and the right approach and the right system, it was tough. Now I must say that I do what I do today, helping business to grow and helping business to solve problems and entrepreneurs to grow because I spent all those years learning by myself for myself. So the person I am now and the value that I bring to the table now came from my own experiences, not only what I learned, but also what I learned in the hard way, in the sense that I was there, breaking stones step by step.
No, that's super super cool because people always say, "Oh yeah, you come from a family that it's very towards business, so we had like that support." But I think me and you
At,
we come without
yes,
that.
at least I am the personification of someone that can prove that you can have success even if you have no background on business.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly. And on that journey until right now, yeah, you have a more established company. You help more people. But before of that, and when you were like on the struggling phase, there was any moment that you were like, okay, I will give up. This is too much. Like a little bit like the example
Not
that you
one,
said with your father.
just
Not one.
just a few.
Tell us a couple. Tell us
We are
the breaking moment.
humans. I used to say that if you don't feel pain, you're not human. So sometimes, yes, I had this idea, this short and fast idea that yeah, maybe it's time to. But you know what? What's the alternative? To go back to school and become a teacher? I don't. It's not my thing. It's not my career path. It's not what I'm doing here. It's not my mission. So sometimes the only way you have to solve problems is to go forward and step by step, one step at a time, one obstacle at a time. I remember one picture of Jeff Bezos with Amazon, on spray on the back, and he spent 18 years, I believe, before having profit. So let's speak about struggles. There's no one with a success coming from nothing without struggle. So it's a
True.
must-have. I don't like the path, but I like the result. So here I am.
Yeah, the journey stuff. And you have like any moment that you can share with us, like where that pain like affect you and how you overcome it.
Yes, I call it the mirror moment. The mirror moment was in 2019, 2009, I believe.
Yeah.
The moment in which I went to my bathroom, I closed the door, and I said, beautiful Portuguese, Northern Portuguese bad words to myself on the mirror. It was like, oh shit, why me? Why can't I find a way? How is it possible that others have so much success and I'm struggling and I'm doing the best I know and I'm giving the best I know at that time to my students in my new businesses, and it was very frustrating. But that's a turn again. It was the first real turning point. The moment that I looked myself in the mirror and I said that, forget it. You'll find a way. You need to find a way. Oh, find a
No
way.
matter what.
And when you do this kind of, when you have a choice coming from inside of you, from your gut, from your, things started to change. I started to find the mentors and the books and the info and the inspiration and the opportunities. And from there, everything changed. So sometimes it's just a question of you choosing hard enough to do something, or at least to find a solution for your problems. That's why I wrote my book in 2014 about the trip from Sweden to Portugal. No computer, no phone, nothing,
Okay.
no money, no credit card. The idea was to prove people that you can overcome your obstacles if you know where you are going, if you are open to accept other people's help and to ask for it, if you follow the breadcrumbs, and if you do your thing. So it's basically my journey. That decision led to finding books and finding people and finding mentors and finding trainings and well and changing myself until I am what I am today. Yeah,
Nice.
that's it. It's the mirror moment. I call it like that.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. I think we make the decision and
It's
started
not
to
a
see
good
how
one. I like the results, but it was a yeah, it was a
painful.
shitty moment. I'm sorry for the bad word, but
No
it is what
worries.
it is.
Yeah, we are very open here. We can swear a little bit. There is
Be
no issue
careful.
on
I'm
it.
from the north of Portugal.
I love people from the north because not only because of that, but that's one of the perks, I would say.
Thank you.
So there is no no restrictions here. So we are very open, and we also have like people that are building their own business, watching. We have people that are also employees from working for other companies, And for me, it will be also interesting that you can share a little bit how the skills that you learn building your own business help someone that to become not only a better professional but also to be more happy and more successful on their personal life.
I used to say that the key point for everyone is to know themselves properly. You know, too many people spend years and years trying to do and to be people that they are not in their essence. Let's call it this way. So if I'm a very open and people guy, and if I'm very good at networking, and I'm good with sales, and I'm good with, and I recover energy with people, it's stupid to pursue a career on accounting, for example. So many people, and this is strange because everyone thinks they know themselves properly. But then when you start to dig in, nope, nope, I want to be an accountant. My father was accountant. My mother was an accountant. I've done an MBA, and I should be, I should be the business controller of the company. And then you put the phone in her hand, and she was like, "Oh, this is so good to call clients." And yep, that's the idea. So the basic point for everyone is to know themselves, and I mean the good stuff, but also
Mhm.
how do you say
Weakness.
the dead angles, like
Hmm.
the bad spots, the things on yourself that I'm not good with papers, I'm not good with paperwork, that's it, man. I can do it, but it will be a struggle. So I have someone very special and very skilled doing that. And she is very happy dealing with the paperwork, and I'm very happy doing other stuff.
Hmm.
So I understand that when you start a business, you have to bootstrap a lot, and you have to do all the things, and you go all the way to make sure that everything is working. But at the same time, you should find your strengths, deal with that, improve that. Well, you also have to mitigate your bad angles, definitely. But again, your strengths are the leveraging point for your business. I'm not sure if I'm answering. I'm lost already, but
No, no, no,
it
you
is
are
what it
because
is.
This episode is sponsored by Screenloop. Screenloop is more than just an ATS. It is a talent operation feast, all on one beautiful plate. And you can try it out today. Just check the link in the description for a special offer for you. So, what are you waiting for?
yeah, no, I agree with you because when I started my own business, I also get to know myself better. I thought that I also knew myself, but then I think when you start a business and you need to deal with a lot of things at the same
Yes.
time, you are like, you need to get to know yourself a little bit better. You need to focus on your strengths and really leveraging them. So I think get to know yourself better. It's like a skill that usually people don't think that matters or they already know. But how people can get to know themselves better, in your opinion?
I used to say that the solution for that is to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. From trainings, from behavioral training to all the coaching and mentoring, and well, situations in which you will test your limits on different areas. You can also do a lot of personality and flow tests. There are plenty of options on that side. But again, it should be something very conscious. I want to know myself properly. Now, people tend to run away from this because they will find bad stuff. You will
Hmm.
always find bad stuff. I'm not good with this. I thought I was. I'm not. I'm very creative, but like Steve Jobs. Oh no, no, not so creative. So
Too
maybe you're
much.
not so creative, and this is an ego and self-image problem because nobody wants to feel bad about themselves. That's it. Uh, that said, it's a path that you have to do it. Otherwise, you'll be just losing yourself and foolishing yourself. Like I'm very good with this, and then you're not. You're not. And listen to people, because people around you, especially those that have the balls to say you the bad stuff, maybe they are giving you a glimpse of something that is very important for you, and you don't know it. The majority of people run away from this Don't run away. Face it. Face it and fix it and go. It's one of the phrases of a mentor of mine, Matt Catram. Face it and fix it. That's it. Let's do it.
Mhm.
Now, if you run away, you'll spend all your life going in circles and again, foolishing yourself. I don't like the idea.
Getting
I
anywhere.
prefer the opposite way. So that's why I work with people to help them to understand who I am and who I'm not. That's the starting point of all the conversations.
Yeah, no, it's a very interesting point because usually people just do stuff for two reasons, or to go towards the pleasure or to run away from pain. And I think if you face the pain and if you learn how to be uncomfortable in some situations, that's what helps you to grow. But it's not in our nature to be accepting that so easily. Uh,
Yes. But then there's a situation in which you have no control and you are out there and it's up to you to solve it and you're not prepared. And in business, it, it's usual, right? It's a daily thing. It's the client that if it will not pay in time. It's the supplier that doesn't supply you with the thing on time. It's the client that there's a problem and you have to face it. I used to say that people can run away or prepare themselves.
mhm,
Preparing yourself and growing yourself will allow you to solve bigger situations. And now, if you go outside of business and you think about accidents and family problems and moments in which you're the, the universe, let's call it this way, the situation, the context asks you for the best of you, the most resilient, the most capable version of yourself. Now, if you spent all your life running away from pain, you'll be nowhere near the level that's needed to solve the thing. Now, when people prepare themselves, things can be very, very fulfilling in a way because you can just face it. You can face it. I have lots of situations, not only business in my family, in which I can remember accidents and stuff like that. My brain is there because I'm used to deal with the pain. I don't like the pain. I don't want the pain, but I need to grow myself in order to face it and solve it. Otherwise, it will be just like everyone, going in the wind, left or right, and running away from pain, which is not
yeah.
productive.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And a lot of people are scared of starting their own business, but then we also have a lot of people complaining about the employers, like they don't give the money they deserve or they don't give the flexibility they would like to. Do you think like building a business is for everyone, or is still a big risk for certain people to start
First of
one
all, it's
business of
not
their
for
own?
everyone, and I must say this in a very clear way. There are people profiles that are perfect to business for business. There are people that will not, they will never be happy being self-employed or being businessman. No, it's not. It doesn't fit.
Mhm.
Now, we live in a society where sometimes people think that I should be a businessman, otherwise I will not be successful. And everyone has a business, and then you open, the social media, and everyone it's bragging about how good it is to do whatever I want, which is false, by the way, because as you know, growing your own business is nothing about glamorous lifestyle of doing nothing and doing no. So I used to say that if you are someone that by your own profile, psychological profile, you can endure in difficult situations, you can face difficult moments, you are willing to cause suffering for those you love, go for it. That's for sure. Now, if you think that no, at the first obstacle I will stop, no, I remember someone once telling me, no, I'll launch my business, but weekends, well, weekends are safe, are sacred moments for my family. And I was like, oh, come on. It will not work that way. I'm not saying that it's not important to be with our families, but it's a trade off. At least in the beginning, you need to be there. You need to be prepared to spend the time and the energy and the effort and countless hours. And I'm not saying this just because, Ricardo, you've done it that way, which means that you are validating yourself. No, it's not me. it's everyone. Again, Bezos is a good example. 18 years, I believe, telling and explaining and listening to people saying that you should be profitable, you should do this and that, and it was working like bootstrapping all the time. So yeah, it's the way.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying just a quick note. I'm not saying that there aren't people that they got luck for some reason, but the percentage of entrepreneurs with a easy life compared with the other percentage of the percentage of others with a very difficult journey, it's huge the difference.
Yeah, yeah, and it's also peaks that you have, right? In the beginning, you need to put more effort, and then sometimes you can get to a level that you already can have a comfortable life. Sometimes you need to work harder to get
Yep.
there. So I think it also
Now
depends a lot.
you need to have the plan to get there. Okay.
Hmm.
But it's not like just doing this and no. You need,
Not
yeah,
a
you
couple
need
of
to.
months; it's more a couple of long years.
Yes.
Cool. And so, for the people that are watching this and they are like, okay, I think I have the profile. I think I can do this. Where they should start?
Well, they should start by solving a problem. You know, people sometimes focus on the money, and you get the money, and I will be rich doing this and that. If you generate value, if you solve a problem, you generate value. Even
Hmm.
without, let's call it, for example, YouTubers. And I like cars, so Shmi, for example, is a good example on this. He is not solving a problem itself, but he's generating value for people who love cars. So it's about solving problems and generate value for others. The money will follow if you are solid on this. Now, I myself, I've done the mistake of focusing on the money, and so many people does that. Let's bring money in and let's no, but the money is the result. The money is the consequence of the value you deliver in the way you do it. Another thing about business, and it's my personal view, but I believe I'm completely correct with this. Be honest as much as you can. Be honest on business, because you can sell a lot and fool people, but then what happens is that you look and there's nothing. There's
Hmm.
a graveyard. So if you solve a problem or at least generate value in an honest, transparent, and ethical way, you half of the way is done. The rest is again is it's competence and knowledge and discipline and consistency, and that's a recipe, I believe. So it's nothing about the 7 steps for you to be rich doing nothing. The 8 steps for you to invest in crypto. Ah, bullshit.
Yeah.
If you want to invest, you need to study, you need to learn, you need to do it. For example, I invest in stocks and crypto and stuff like that after 10 years as a financial advisor. So I studied and learned a lot, and I learned a lot by losing money and doing,
Hmm.
stupid things. So when I see this young YouTuber with this Lamborghini because I've done some crypto, bullshit. Don't go there.
Yeah.
Go on the other way. People learning and doing it the ethical way of bringing value to the table.
Yeah, yeah, because the shiny object looks always good in the beginning, but there is a lot of drawbacks afterwards,
At the
right?
end of the day, the only thing that you will living on this earth is the good the good you've done, or the bad you've done. I prefer the
Hmm.
first one. I prefer to be the guy that will be remembered by someone that helped people, generated value, and contribute to create a better environment for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. And you mentioned something before, like that the mentors really helped you to go to the next step. And a lot of people ask, oh, where I should find mentors, how I find mentors. So, what is your like advice for them to be easy? Because it's a step, especially in the beginning, that you don't know who to ask, where to ask. So, what are your take on this?
There are 2 ways you can go with it. The first one is it's the events and trainings. Events and trainings allow you to know more people that are doing the same path as you are doing, and to know experts. By the way, real experts. Okay, no, we call it in Portuguese the Shaka Peak, how do I the Shaka Peak coaching, the came and do your mental stuff, and it should be proper mentors, people with background, with knowledge, people who have experience and success. So that's one of the ways. When you go to that kind of environments, you find people that have done the same thing. They struggle as you. They can share with you the things that the obstacles that they encounter in their way. The second, I believe this. It's actually the first big fountain of mentors is LinkedIn. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
everybody, every modern person that has a focus on delivering is on LinkedIn somehow, or at least someone knows them. So if you train yourself to go on LinkedIn and invite one, two, three people a week, okay, I saw your work. I believe that you and me, we share some vision. We share the same vision on this. Can you please give me an opinion on something that is bothering me? And you do a question, a genuine one. Okay, how have you solved this? How do you face that? It's a simple question. It's not about selling. It's not about promoting. It's just about networking in a very subtle and simple way. And my experience with LinkedIn is great, from people in Portugal to people all around the world. There's also a third thing. There's BNI and all the kind of entrepreneurs clubs in which you learn about the business and you exchange prospects and stuff like that. But also, it opens you the world in terms of going to other countries and knowing people. I'm not a peop- I'm not a networking guy. I learned to do
Oh,
it. So for me, it's good to have this kind of contexts in which you can go and know people, not only about yourself. Now, if you are a people person and you know how to network, you just go there, do your magic.
yeah, yeah.
That's
So you
it.
don't
So
consider yourself a people person
I'm
or
kind of in the
extroverted?
middle. Let's call this axis of the person who is very good with systems and the person
Mm-hmm.
who is very good with people. I'm in the middle, a bit more on the people side, but I'm not a true extrovert. True extroverts, they recover energy with people.
Mm-hmm.
After a bad and ugly week, everything is wrong. Let's go in the disco and have some fun and have some drink. That's an extrovert. I'm not like that, but I'm not also a pure introvert in which I need to be alone all the time. So I'm somewhere in between. This means I can do network, and after I learn and perfect the skill, but it's not completely natural for me. And that's
Yeah.
another thing. Sometimes, again, you need to mitigate your blind spots by learning stuff that is not natural for you, but you will need it anyway. Now, will I be the best networker in the world? Difficult. It's not possible, I believe. Can I do it properly? Yes, I can. And that's the skill that we need to learn, how to find our blind spots and solve them, at least in a decent way.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, and that sometimes people think, "Oh, I need to be the best, and that this needs to be perfect." But no, just needs to be good. My uncle always
Yep.
told me that you don't need to be the best; you just need to do a good job, because after
Yes,
that you
you
can
need
like
to do it
improve on that good job.
good enough in order to make it viable, to make
Hmm.
it doable, to make it, at least if we are speaking about the things that you are not very good doing it. Now,
Yeah,
on the other side, on your high spots, on your best moments, on your best skills, you need to go for it, definitely.
yeah,
But that's
yeah,
natural too. So,
exactly. But you don't need to be a 10 in everything, right?
yes,
It's impossible. There
yes,
is no perfection,
I
and
agree
on
completely.
business, yeah, I think it's done is better than perfect. So you don't need like the best proposal, the best website, the best product, even when you're starting, because you
Especially
already
when you're
starting.
starting,
Yeah,
because otherwise we will be just stuck in there for months doing
yeah,
nothing and waiting, and then you spend so many months to fail at the end. It's
and
not.
fell fast.
Yeah, fail
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. Cool. Coming back to a topic that you also mentioned, like a lot of people talk about work-life balance, and as an entrepreneur or business owner, the work-life balance, it's more balanced to the work than to the family.
Hmm.
But you already have a couple of years on this, so do you have like any strategies that you use to prevent burnout and to make sure that you can balance really your personal life with your professional life?
Yes, one of the things that I still struggle today with this, but it's one of the strategies I use. If you are home, if you spend some time with family, if it's family time, it should be family time. You should not say, I will have family time if you're not prepared for that. Make every second count. One of the things that I like to do when I it depends on the time that I arrive home, but if I if I'm getting home around 6, Sophia, can I pick up our kid? It's a very simple thing. So everything you can do, from the simple stuff to the big stuff, do it with a very grounded. Do it in a very grounded way.
Professional.
I'm doing this and I'm doing this. Now, if you are not there, or if you are there but your mind is not, because you need to do this, this, and this, be very clear with people. I'm here physically, but I need to do this, 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 this. There's no way. The worst thing that we can do is just trying to fool. Like, I'm here for you, and then my mind is on my phone and it's thinking on spreadsheets and stuff and in investments and no, no. Be truthful for yourself about the time. Now, one other tool that I use is to be very how do I say this? To have a very clear goal on more time with family. At least for me, that's it's my context. I have a
Mm.
2-year-old little girl, and for me, it's very clear. I'm not spending as much time as I want with her, which means I have this goal of finding more time. I'm not saying that the goal itself will provide you with more time, but if you don't have the goal, you will not have more time. Because as entrepreneurs, our mind is constantly thinking, yeah, next step, next move, next big thing. Um, have the goal very clearly. I have it, and it's like miracles in my balance, definitely.
And regarding that, like, and the business doesn't stop. I think it's a good segue. That's yeah, okay. It's important to have a clear goal when we are with family. However, our brain doesn't stop, and usually we are always think about the next thing. And I know this is very not very subjective, but like I imagine that you also improve on this over your life. And for me, it's also a very curious question because sometimes I'm with friends and I'm like seeing like a brand and I'm like, maybe we can improve this and that. So how do you stop your brain of being like business driven and focus really on the family time or the friends time that you have with them?
I must say that it's very difficult when things are burning on the bad side or the good side. But the way I do it is to schedule it. As much
Mhm.
as I can, this will be a weekend completely for the family. This will be yesterday. It was a holiday in Portugal, so stop, no business, just being with them. Just I spent three weeks, almost 3 weeks out, so it was time to rebalance and to be with them and to cook and to clean and to do stuff that is not usual for me, but I can be present home and I can help Sophia to have some time for her. I can help Alice to sleep on the afternoon. Small things are very important in order for you to be very clear. But again, being clear about time and scheduling and boxing stuff is one of the best strategies, at least for my profile. Otherwise, I'll be just fluid, going around. No, 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 no. This is for family. It is for family. If it's not for family, sometimes I say to Sophia, I will be home because I want to be near you, but my mind will not be there. So being truthful about this, not
Yeah.
trying to, I'll be home just to make sure she's happy, but then I'll find, no, 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 it's clear. I'm home and I want to be near in case you need something, but I need to do this, this, this. That's the approach I defend. I advocate for everyone. Like being truthful. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's managing expectations. It's
I'm
not
sorry
only
if I'm going in
clients.
circles, but
No,
it's
no,
the
no.
basics for everything. So
It's perfect. It's perfect. I think managing expectations and being true, it works in every area of our life.
there's
And when we are,
nothing
yeah,
worse, even on business, than promising something, knowing in advance that you will not deliver.
yeah,
Man, that's stupid. If you will not deliver and you know that, you just say no. You just be truthful. You just be transparent and say, it will not, no, it will not work. No, I'm not able to do it. I'm sorry. And asking forgiveness is sometimes the only solution when you have problems to solve.
mhm, yeah, yeah. No, I think I agree with you because it's better to manage expectations and then create trust with your client, even though if they don't become a client right away because you can't, or in this case with your daughter, that okay, I cannot play with you right now, but I can do it tomorrow, and she might be a bit sad in the moment, but then she knows that she has the full Ricardo the next day,
Yes.
than having half every single day. So I think that's
Yes.
a very cool thing.
It seems
So
easy,
cool.
right? I
Yeah,
don't understand
it's
why
easy
how
to
people
say.
don't get it, but
Yeah, easy to say, hard to do, I think. And I have been learning a lot on this half an hour with you, Ricardo, and we are coming here to an end in our conversation. So I want to keep it short, but also with a lot of sauce to our audience. Just to finish in a very good way, like, do you have like any hack, anything that you'd like to share that it's not so common? I would say that people think about business and how to be successful on business.
I believe the biggest difference in what I do compared with others do in Portugal at least is do it the best you can with the most ethical approach you can. You know, really, really, because that's the difference in between you being just another fish in the crowd or being with time the true, not the shark but the dolphin. You know, people, dolphins are
Yeah.
savage sometimes, you know, as animal behavior, but people, they like them because they are special and enjoyable and all those things. Sharks are not so bad as people think, but you know they
Mhm.
have their reputation. So your reputation and the way you do business, it's the difference between life and death on the long term. And when you die, it's the difference between people loving you and your mark on this earth, or just don't no, they simply don't care with you about you if you're not there. So ethical and doing the best you can.
Be a dolphin.
Be a dolphin.
Good. Cool. Any final remarks that you'd like to share?
I'd like to thank you for the invitation, and I like to suggest to everyone in the audience to do the best they can to find themselves, to understand their strong points, their blind spots, and to be the best version of themselves because the world needs desperately of good people doing good stuff, generating value in a very ethical way. That's it.
Very good way to finish the episode. I think if we need more good people in the world
Yep.
to become better every day, and I think Ricardo, we also help a lot on that with your content. So I'm super happy to have you here. I think I learned a lot. I think people watching will learn a lot as well. So one more time, thanks a lot for coming
Thank you for
and
your
for
time
your
and thank you
insights.
for the invitation.
Thank you. See you and take care.
Bye bye.